Welcome back, everyone, to our playthrough of the career mode here in NASCAR Heat 2. So after two races in the first round, where do things stand? Well, we won both of them. So that gives us now 7 wins so far on the season, 5 in the regular season, and the first 2 races of the first round of the playoffs. So we know we're guaranteed a spot in round number 2. But what does that do for everybody else? Well, nobody else is a guaranteed spot headed into Talladega. John Hunter Nemechek is looking the best of all of them, but let's take a quick look at the playoff grid. You can see there John Hunter at plus 19 points, Chase Briscoe at plus 16. They are breathing the easiest, and they're the only ones really on that list that are likely to get much of any sleep the night before the race. Everybody else, you can see Christopher Bell there is only plus 8. That's not a lot when you're going to Talladega. You can lose 8 spots in a lap or two. That is not even close to being enough cushion to be comfortable with. And then you look down at number 8, Stuart Friesen. He's got to make up 11 points at Talladega. That is going to be a tall order because not only does he have to make up 11 points, he also has to really pass a couple of other drivers. He needs some guys to have some bad finishes. So for him, best case scenario for him is to finish at least in the top 5 and then hope that Cindric and Gregson and or Enfinger finish outside the top 15. That's really what he's got to be hoping going into Talladega. Now, as we all know, if you've seen any races ever at Talladega in any series, you know that finishing outside the top 15 is not only easy to do, it's almost expected from most all of the drivers because they all basically expect to go to that track and be involved in the big one. Now, we're going to have to see, do we have the big one here in our career mode race? It's entirely likely. In the races that I've done at Talladega outside of career mode, it is extremely tight and the big one is very likely. So again, for us, not a big deal. It's not that we necessarily don't care, but for our playoff hopes really doesn't matter here. But what are we going to be trying to do? Same thing we always try to do. We're going to try to win because that's how we get the most playoff points that we can get. And now we're interested in stockpiling even more points for further rounds of the playoffs. Now, momentum. You can see at the top of the screen, we have it right now. How long do we keep it? How much does that help our speed at Talladega? All these things we're going to have to see. We're a 4-star team, despite what the screen tells you right now, saying that we're 5-star. As far as I know, teams don't go from 4 to 5-star teams, but regardless, we signed with a 4-star team. We have momentum. It should be interesting to see how things go at Talladega. So let's go ahead and hit next race and get back to where we were. You can see the winner gets $46,500 at Talladega. Not bad payout for a truck series race. So without further ado, let's head to Dega. All right, folks, we are green at Talladega, and we're also 3 wide for some reason. There we go. Let's get back 2x2 because I know we're not going to have speed to run 3x3. All right, so you can see the AI pulling out ahead of us. That shouldn't be all that big a deal. We should come right back to them. And you can see we're starting to stabilize now. So qualifying is a complete joke. Here we were something like 2.5 seconds off the pole. Even though we're all running wide open. And if those guys were truly 2.5 seconds a lap faster than me, then they would be leaving me in the dust right now. But we all know how, by this point, we know how the AI qualified. So in this race, it's only 12 laps, so it's not that long. I'm basically just going to try to have a little fun. Now, I don't estimate that we're going to be able to make up very many positions here unless we hook to the bottom and pass some cars that are simply in the second lane. But as far as making a lot of passes, I don't see it happening because I'm not interested in really pushing the envelope. You can see, there's nowhere to go on the bottom. I don't have the speed to run outside by myself because I would lose the draft out there. So realistically, all I can do is pick a lane and just stay in it. Right now, I am shoving Boyd through the corner, and we are not running quickly at all. So short of, you know, I could try to move Boyd out of the way, and that would definitely be pretty easy to do, but I'm simply not interested in doing that. I'm just going to wait and see if he gives me any room, drag the brake a little bit. But yeah, we're running the bottom all the way around the track, which is realistic. That's exactly what the trucks do in real life. They hug that bottom and for the most part never leave it. So the only choice you've really got to make passes is exactly what we saw this past weekend. And that is trucks getting up there, pushing and shoving on the high side, and trying to get locked together without technically being locked together. Just waiting for Boyd to try to get him off the bottom. Oh, there he goes. He left us a little bit of room there, and we're going to try to fill the hole. He didn't leave us much, but instead of dragging the brake like I'm doing now, I simply stayed with him. All right, so we're making up a couple of spots. Dragging the brake most of the way around this track at this point. Trying to keep from being just in complete contact with Bell, who is now in front of us, because I can essentially just shove him around the track right now, but it doesn't really do us any good because there's about 20 trucks in front of us, so there's nowhere to go. And we're just going to try to pass these poor guys who are stuck on the outside right now. Now, a big part of me, I'll admit, wants to get up on that outside and see if we can't get somewhere. And I may try that before this race is over. All right, once again, just waiting for Bell to give me just a little bit of room to. If he'll just move up the track a little bit, I'm going to fill the gap. If I can, anyway. See what's going on up here ahead. Got to peek out every once in a while just to see sort of where we are on the track. If you can hear the engine notes, if you pay attention, you can see that we're definitely slowing down. And the guys in the outside lane are doing okay, considering. They're not moving forward, that's for sure, but they're holding their own more or less as good as I would expect them to do so. Because we are not setting any speed records here on the inside lane. It's more like bumper tag. Ooh, there we go. A lot of movement there. Somebody got out of shape. And Bell is not going to have a bumper left after this race. I mean, there's nowhere for me to go. Oh, is he going to give me room? No. He closed that door in a hurry. But you can see, I can see nothing ahead of Bell. Bell is literally all I can see. That huge spoiler is not helping anything at all. Dragging the brake here, trying to get a little bit of distance between the two of us, but it's hard to. I mean, I have to drag the brake quite a bit to get more than just a few inches between our two trucks. All right, is there anybody outside? No, couldn't see there. All right, looks like there's a lot of single file. Let's get up on the high side. We're not going anywhere on the bottom. And, oh wow, there is nothing up there. So never mind about that, at least not right yet. Just trying to see if we can get some kind of momentum. But if we're the only one out here, then we're done. But we might as well try it. Now, there's just not going to be anybody there. You can see everybody is single file. Nope, a few of them do. Yep. They peeked out just briefly there, but then they leave the poor white truck out there. Can't tell which truck that is. That's the 33, 83, I can't tell. But anyway, he got left out there all by himself. All right, so now we got a little bit of room here. Yep, so we got some room to work with a little bit now. Bell decided it was time to go to the high side. He was probably thinking the same thing we were thinking. There's just nothing there. I really wish there were. All right, now we got a couple of guys. We're going to take it 3 wide here, which is a complete non-issue at Talladega. Plenty of room for 3 wide. All right, so now we got Ben Rhodes in front of us. We're going to see if he gets off the bottom. If he does, like this, can we get in there? Yep, we can squeeze in there. And that's really what you're looking for. If the guy gives you any kind of room, you got to take it. Oh, there we go. He jumps up the track. Wow. Woo. Okay, that was rough. He came right back down on us and nearly wrecked us both. So apparently he really wanted to get back down there. Another unfortunate soul that got up on the high side. And that's how we're making passes at Talladega. Extremely close. Now you can see there's a few trucks out there now, but unfortunately for them, they're not going anywhere. All right, 2 laps to go. All right, so there is a very well-defined inside groove here. The outside line is not going anywhere. Oh, is he going to give us some room down here? Nope, he is not. There we go. He moves up a little bit too much this time, and we've got him. Unless, of course, he slams into us again. All right, Quapple, where is he going when we get to the corner? He is going high. All right, so now you can see how much speed we can make up when we get just a little bit of an opening. There's Stuart Friesen on the high side, and things are not going the way he wanted. He's probably trying to do everything he can, but it's just nothing there. He can't afford to sit in line like we are. Oh, I thought we were going to get there. Smith closed the door on us. This is the last lap, and I would love to go high, but I can't. Apparently there's a truck out there. I think it's Friesen, actually. And this is all we got, unfortunately. Let's try to back off a little bit, see if we can't get a run. Nope, Friesen's still there. Ouch. Ooh, lots of contact there. All right, so we come home 16th. So an interesting race. Never really just could get anywhere. You know, a longer race, and yeah, we would have eventually gotten our way toward the front, because eventually these guys give us enough room that we can get by. But without an outside lane, Talladega is just really no fun to race. If everybody's just going to hug the bottom and nobody can realistically pass on the outside, then there's nowhere to go and it's no fun. We did make up more spots than, frankly, I thought we were going to. We ended up 16th from the very back, so that That's not bad. But again, the only way for us to make passes was essentially to wait for somebody to either wash up the track on corner entry or corner exit and then try to fill that hole. So now that will do it for the first round, the round of 8 in the playoffs. Let's go ahead and move things along and see what we've got. Let's hit continue, race results, and then let's go ahead and get our bank total out of the way, a little over 22 grand for our troubles, and now we are just shy of 1.95 million. But most importantly, let's see who advances and who doesn't. All right, first of all, at the very bottom, we have Grant Enfinger and Stuart Friesen that will not be moving on. And you can see Austin Cindric moves on despite being tied with Grant Enfinger in points. So it goes by finishing position, or your best finish, I believe is the way they do it if there is a tie. And in this case, Grant Enfinger comes out on the short end of the stick there. Stuart Friesen, who we were running neck and neck with at the end of that race, comes home 18 points out. So didn't have the best of playoff runs. But Grant Enfinger, that's got to be frustrating to know that you were right there, but didn't quite move on. So now the top 6 that will be moving on will be us, John Hunter Nemechek, Chase Briscoe, Christopher Bell, Noah Gregson, and Austin Cindric as we prepare to start round 2 of the playoffs. So, wow, we had the fastest lap. That must have been the one lap that we made a pass and sort of the waters parted for us for a brief moment where we could actually get some speed up. It's the only thing I can think of, because other than that, we were bumper to bumper and essentially everybody running the same speed. All right, so they just about scared me to death right there with that graphic. They got to stop doing that. Or I'm going to have to get used to it, because that is just way too loud. That music is way too loud. Hopefully it's not as loud on you guys as it was on me. All right, so Jennifer Jo Cobb has got a message for us. You made it another round. Keep digging and don't lose focus. There's still a long way to go. Hashtag keep digging. So thank you very much, Jennifer Jo Cobb. Apparently she's not terribly mad at us. Otherwise, I don't think she would have given us such a nice, thoughtful message. All right, so now things move forward. And once again, all right, so now it is time for Martinsville. So let's back out just for a second and briefly take a look at the schedule. So we've got Martinsville, Texas, and Phoenix in the round of 6. And then what do we have after that? Homestead for all the marbles. So we're getting down to the end here. So we've got Martinsville, Texas, and Phoenix. This should be a lot of fun. But for now, that'll end it for this video. Thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned for more NASCAR Heat 2.